Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for previous um previous engagements support. I've not been available for a while. I've been launching some product which I'm going to talk about when this video is over. My issue of today, the day for today, is cyber heists in Uganda and Zimbabwe. Um, you recall we talked about previous video. We talked about anonymous Sudan and the heists on the MTN telecom networks in Nigeria. Today, issue in Uganda is concerning this heist actually targeted both MTN and Airtel. Airtel is the second largest telecom provider in Uganda, mainly domiciled in India, and uh, it's also got a good geographical footprint in sub-Saharan Africa, as much as MTN. So, Airtel, in Uganda, black hats use the website of a gaming platform to plunder money from the systems of Airtel Mobile Commerce. So, Airtel Mobile Commerce Uganda Limited, and they made away with 2 million US dollars equivalent. While the licensed betting firm's website, which was the main conduit for this cyber haste, prides itself on making use of standard encryption to protect the data of its users. Cyber criminals used it as a gateway to Airtel Money's digital systems. After tricking Airtel Money Company Uganda Limited software to approve transactions, the hackers drained its central systems of just under Uganda shillings 8 billion, $2.1 million in a meticulously planned operation. The hack affected a number of banks and microfinance deposit-taking institutions. Initial investigations indicate that the hackers accessed Airtel Money systems via one of its clients, the betting firm whose name has been withheld. Punters who use the gaming platform to load virtual bet slips bet only after crediting their accounts with mobile money on Airtel or MTN. Multi- Multiple accounts of banks and microfinance institutions bore the brunt of the what we call a jackpotting scam, with money rules acting on behalf of the black hats. Money mules, not money rules, money mules, acting on behalf of the black hats, receiving mobile money from the hack. So 1,840 registered and pre-registered SIM cards were ready for big withdrawals by these money mules. Sources say that the hackers had completed transactions on 1,800 of the SIM cards. Cyber, cyber threats to the global financial systems, are growing, and the global community needs to cooperate. In 2016, hackers targeted the Central Bank of Bangladesh and exploited vulnerabilities in SWIFT, the global financial systems, main electronic payment messaging system, trying to steal 1 billion US dollars. So this Bangladesh bank heist is one of the biggest cyber banking breaches. While most transactions were did not go through, $101 million still disappeared. The heist was a wake-up call for the global financial world that systematic risks in the financial systems had been severely underestimated. This Bangladesh bank heist, the main, uh, the main cyber criminal gang that carried out this heist originates from North Korea. They are called the Lazarus Group, and they are into high-scale uh, bank heists, which they use the proceeds of which are used to by the North Korean state because North Korea is under severe financial sanctions, so they need alternatives or ways of finding the money which they need for their states to survive. So cybercrime and bank heists are the main modus operandi of the Lazarus Group, which is aligned to the North Korean state. The October 2020 hack of Uganda's largest mobile money networks, MTN and Airtel, resulted in major 4-day disruption of service transactions in what could be one of the biggest cyber crimes ever reported in Uganda. Now, let's go to that was the Ugandan cyber heist. I'm going over to the cyber heist which occurred last year in Zimbabwe. It's supposedly the biggest cyber heist so far to today in Zimbabwe. National Foods, a local manufacturer and marketer of food products, lost over US $6 million to criminals who hacked into its computer systems and accessed credentials to transfer money from its bank accounts. The suspects, including two foreigners, engineered an intricate phishing scam that began with the scammers sending an email purportedly from a South African financial institution to the National Foods Finance Manager. Phishing is the fraudulent practice of sending emails disguised as electronic messages from reputable companies to induce individuals to reveal personal information such as passwords. Upon opening the email, NatFood's computer system was corrupted. This gave the fraudsters access to the company's computer system, including authorization to process financial transactions. The scammers then began instructing the firm's banks to deposit money into their own bank accounts in South Africa using the finance administrator's credentials. Sources close to the case said local local banks were made to believe they were receiving genuine instructions to transfer funds from National Foods. Sunday Mail has paper gathered that the funds were transferred into two South African banks, FNB and FirstRand Bank, on numerous occasions between September and October 2022. The scandal only came to light in November following an internal financial audit that uncovered suspicious transactions amounting to millions of dollars. An investigation was then instituted to look at transactions between National Foods and two local banks that dealt with the food processing company, and it was established that their computer system had been compromised. or in Russian they say compromat. Local investigations established that the company's computer system was hacked through the finance manager's email. No one noticed it until one of the banks indicated that there was an overdraft, which raised management's eyebrows. A check was made into how the account got an overdraft, and the bank statement proved that the money was transferred to South African banks. According to police sources, out of the 4 to 6 million that was spirited away by the scammers, about United States $3.5 million had already been withdrawn. Law enforcement agents have since obtained a High Court order in South Africa to freeze bank accounts holding part of the loot pending investigation. The Asset Forfeiture Unit of the National Prosecuting Authority, with assistance from its counterparts in South Africa, have also obtained a seizure order to freeze properties suspected to have been bought using proceeds of the crime. The South African AFU has since seized a fleet of top-of-the-range vehicles and a plush Johannesburg mansion pending further investigations. In addition, detectives have identified two individuals, a Congolese and a Ghanaian, as the masterminds behind the offense. They are also following leads pointing to the involvement of Zimbabwean nationals. Investigations are still continuing with this case. So I have talked about this the bank heist in Zimbabwe and Uganda. Now, um, uh, I have I have been I wanted to I'll be finishing with this cyber haste in Africa. I'm going to release a video with a broad a broad report on the cybersecurity cases in African countries that will be a summary of many other countries incorporated into one. Then I'll move on to other issues of the day that that concern all of us, especially in the geopolitical sphere, because I'm a GRC geopolitical. I handle clients with a geopolitical aspect to my GRC. I'm not only doing mundane GRC work. So I'll I'll be giving some videos illuminating some aspects of my geopolitical GRC as page of my of my um, of my work, just illuminating a few of things that one has to the day-to-day issues of the day, because it is now geopolitics there's a convergence between geopolitics and geoeconomics, and then the grand architecture of things. We have governance at a higher level, which also then we come down to it also affects the GRC, well, governance, risk, and compliance on the cyber realm. We are not immune from these currents. I'll, I'll give you a few examples. When cyber security initiatives are undertaken by the US state or government and they formulate their doctrine, cybersecurity doctrine, which I'm going to discuss, it also has an effect on other countries vis-a-vis the, the, who are perceived as rivals or as competitors in the cyber sphere. So I'll enumerate this as well. So it is all. It's not only you cannot contain it in one. It all comes down to geoeconomics, geopolitics. Now, uh, I I talked about an assessment on a major cyber attack poses a threat to financial stability. I talked about cyber threats to the financial system. So, cyber threats to the financial system and financial stability is axiomatic, not a question of if but when. Yet, world governments and companies continue to struggle to contain the threat because it remains unclear who is responsible for protecting the system. There is no universal um, system in place for who is vis-a-vis responsible for protecting global cyber attacks. So, increasingly concerned key voices are sounding the alarm. Two ongoing trends exacerbate this risk. First, the global financial system is going through an unprecedented digital transformation, which was accelerated by COVID-19 pandemic. It's not only happening in countries, emerging economies, it's also happening in developed economies. Banks are competing with technology companies are competing with banks. So, meanwhile, the pandemic heightened demand for online financial services and made work from home arrangements the norm. So, central banks around the globe are considering throwing their weight behind digital currencies and modernizing payment systems. In this time of transformation, when an incident could easily undermine trust and derail such innovations, cybersecurity is more essential than ever. Second, millions of actors are taking second, not millions, sorry, not millions, malicious actors are taking advantage of this digital transformation and pose a growing threat to the global financial system, financial stability, and confidence in the integrity of the system. The pandemic post effect post the post pandemic situation has even supplied fresh targets for hackers. The financial sector is experiencing the second largest share of of cyber attacks behind only the health sector, according to the Bank for International Settlements, that is the IMF, who are behind the threats. More dangerous attacks um, and, and ensuring shocks should be expected in the future. Most worrisome are incidents that corrupt the integrity of financial data, such as records, algorithms, and transactions. Few technical solutions are currently available for such attacks, which have the potential to undermine trust and confidence broadly. You see, we talk of confidence, integrity, and availability. All this is being affected by these actions of the of bad actors in in the financial sector. The actors behind these incidents include not only increasingly dangerous criminals, gangs, but also states and state support sponsored groups like the Lazarus Group from North Korea, Bangladesh, Bank Heist, threat actor nation states, state sponsored groups. Here you have this Russia-Ukraine conflict. There is also hackers who are aligned with Russia who try to sabotage Ukrainian national assets and Ukrainian aligned hackers who will try and undermine Russian um, state enterprises or banks or systems that to make a point. So mot- motivations are over political, ideological for these threat actor groups that are nation states or inspired or state sponsored. Their goals is disruption, destruction, damage, theft, espionage, and financial gain. The result is permanent data corruption, targeted physical damage, power grid disruption, critical state infrastructure. So it's just a nutshell of the kind of dangers of issues we are facing today. I have been busy also promoting products for issues of the day. We are providing an inbuilt CRM, customer relationship management system, and any I'll be talking more of the product we are offering as I release another video. We are also offering in-house business system for anyone who is interested in opening a business. Your business has to be specific to what your business plan is. According to your needs, we will tailor it to suit your needs. And we have a virtual in-house virtual agency we can build for you. We can receive calls on your behalf and answer them in case you are busy, and eventually we can build your capacity to build your own virtual agency if that is what you desire. So we offer a bespoke customized package whereby you can have a website, call answering facility, and CRM, which our in-house CRM will avail it. System of in-house CRM have built. So I'll be talking more about all this and the field. It can be global wherever you are. We can tailor this package for you. It does not matter. I will put a link to my LinkedIn address, which will take you to my website in a subsequent video. I will also talk more about these products, issues of the day offering. So, see you next time. Thank you for tuning in. Click the like button. Give me a thumbs up. On YouTube, we would like to increase our subscription. So, if you give me a like, it helps a lot. So, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I'll be back soon. Don't forget the issue of today is the issue of tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's issue has is related to the issue of the day that was yesterday. Thank you for viewing. See you soon.